I will go on and say that I am Phyllis Nash. I am one of the four co-founders here at Akana. Really glad to get started. It's a beautiful, sunshiny day, and I think it's warming back up, guys. We had some cool weather, some jacket weather, and they said it's warming back up. Because I know we can go sometimes all the way to maybe November with pleasant temperatures, and I just was not ready to get into winter so soon. So yeah, today is warmer. I'm excited because sunshine makes you all better. So again, welcome this morning. I'm going to talk to you something just about the industry we're in. I just want to share with you why I thought this was such a great industry when I first got introduced. And when I first got introduced, it was many, many years ago. It was um, probably in the, I would say somewhere in the late 80s or very, very early 90s. And I just love the idea of coming into a business and you building your business and inviting people in to join you. And for some reason, I got started with different companies, but I really never went. I think my first company was Amway, as a matter of fact. It was called, during the time, Amway has been called so many different things over the years, and it wasn't called Amway, I don't think. But I didn't really stay long, but I did understand the business model of MLM. And that excited me. Like I said, I had always been my own entrepreneur, so I love working for myself. And I just think about, when you go into traditional businesses, how much money you have to spend to get started, how much at risk you are, how the average business might not even last 18 months. All of those things go in it. I start off being an entrepreneur. If you need financing for capital to keep your business going, because you better have some kind of capital. And so to come into an industry that you saw people really making money, life-changing money. And for those that weren't making life-changing money, they were making comparable money as to their jobs, where that they could have their own freedom, be at home with their kids. Yes, they're working from home. Yes, they're attending meetings. Yes, they're doing all those things, but they are their own bosses. That's what really interested me. And then not to have to come up with the upfront major capital to make sure your business was successful. Beverly was speaking at the event yesterday at 1 o'clock in the office, and she was talking about how the company that she got started with, Amway, it cost $100, but at the time she didn't have 100. She only had 40, and she made that work. She got in, she started talking to people because she saw this as an opportunity that could change her and her children's lives, because she had grown up, gone to school, got a college education, became a teacher. But when the teachers union decided to strike, and they remained on strike, and when she was out there with that picket sign, standing up striking, she still had to come home to empty refrigerator with 3 children that had to be fed. And she said, what is my alternative? So as in most companies where people are recruiting, she started looking, she started researching. And at that time, it wasn't a computer around. But she started doing her research, and she came up and found the company Amway, and she called them and said, hey, I need a sponsor because I want to get started in this business. And so that gave her an alternative when her cupboards were bare and her refrigerator was bare and her 3 children had to be still housed, clothed, fed. She had an alternative in this awesome industry of multi-level marketing. And then, sometimes it's not the company. I hear a lot of people, yeah, those things are pyramids. Yeah, those things don't work. Yeah. And I'm like, when I understood the business model, there are bad companies in every industry that you could think of. There are going to be companies that fail. There are going to be companies that succeed. And it's not always the fault of the people that go into the business. So it's not like you got to take the good and bad with everything, but you can't just take a whole industry and say if they're scammers and schemers, because this industry is not like that. It's a lot of great people. And there are a lot of scammers, but there are a lot of great people out there bringing great opportunities that you can be open to. I've been in a few. I've seen companies go out. I've seen companies do dirty things to their people, but I've seen companies that really care about their people, the well-being. But companies are business minded also. So, I just don't like people when they make a blanket statement saying the whole industry, because this industry is phenomenal. And I think a lot of us get stuck because that is in the back of our head, or your friends and your family might tell you, oh, those things never work. And you always got to come back to you, because I don't care what the company is. I don't care what the product is. I don't care what the comp plan is. You got to come back to you and look in the mirror and say, did I follow the system? Did I do the things that were necessary to be successful in this company? And the skills that you learn in this industry, guys, you can take anywhere in the world. See, that's what I love about it. I love what Beverly stands up and talks about, and she's talking about over a 40-something year, maybe longer, time that she's been in this industry and the skills that she's learned. And one thing about Amway, everybody tells me, I mean, everybody, I didn't stay long enough to find out, but everybody tells me that there is no training like Amway training. Most people don't earn a significant amount of money in Amway, but they get training like none other. Everybody gets the training and the basics for man in this industry. And you can look at the Terry Andersons. She's an Amway student. You look at Bev, and she knows what it takes to build a business. And so when I say that, I say that this industry teaches you skills. And like Margaret Dorsey say, this is the one place that you get personal development with a paycheck attached to it. And that personal development can take you anywhere. And then to be able to make the relationships. I have people that I've had in my business from the very beginning when I got serious about this industry in 2006. And they are still there with me. People that people that go and come. But if you have good integrity and you have relationships with people, and that's what's most important, the relationships you build and make with other people, you can go and do anything. It might be years later and you hook up and the synergy that you bring to the table and what you can do. And so I'm like, I've looked at people in this industry. I looked at Sylvia Covington, who has been in every business with us since 2006, who never really excelled, but took this industry, this company, and became an emerald. And for those of you out that don't know what that means $50,000 in a calendar month she and her team does. I see how she cares for her team. I see how she pours into her team. I see how she calls her team when they're making their quotas. It's the end of the month. You need to do this, that, and the other. So you can see the progress of the people. You can see that self-development. And this is no other business that I know of. And I've been an entrepreneur, never really worked any jobs. So I can't say a job gave you those skills, but I can say this industry here gives you skills that you can take and use anywhere with relationships. And so you want to always lead with positivity. They say in the industry, if it's bad news, you take that upline. That's your upline's business to help you with bad news, because you never want to infiltrate your downline with stuff that they don't need to be working about. You need to be there to support them. You need to build teams. That's what it is. A lot of times we say, and it's fine, however you come into this business and however you want to work it. But if you want to experience all those things, that personal development, you will start building teams, because you see, as a leader, you got to set the example. You got to do the things that you're asking your team to do. And I'm just saying, this industry is phenomenal. It is an absolute life changer and game changer. If you get past your comfort zone, it will take you out of your comfort zone every single day. I was listening to Margaret, and she's getting ready to start doing a Zoom on Thursday nights. And she was like, I never did it before. And she's just worried about the technical part because actually doing the presentation, I have no doubt she's going to get it down pat. That I know. But it took me back to when I started doing webinars and Zooms. And I was like, I don't have this technology. But once you overcome something, oh my goodness, you go on to the next thing and you feel phenomenal about overcoming that. And you just see that. You see people stepping out of their comfort zones, doing the next thing. I look at Cherie Eppinger traveling the country, sharing her business, going to the next level, changing her life, not only from her physical health, but her financial, doing what it takes. And I remember when she first came to our company, I remember her sponsors. And guess what? None of those people are still here, but Cherie is still here doing it. And that's what you're going to see a lot of. Everybody isn't meant to stay. Everybody isn't meant to go on and do, but everybody serves a purpose. And they are probably still around, but they're not actively doing it. But that did not stop Marie. I look at Phyllis Vaughn in Dallas, Texas, and she's doing her thing, and her sponsor's long been gone. You don't know what the reason person came, and her sponsor was phenomenal, but she's long been gone from this company. But this industry does awesome things. I look at Roland Wilson, same thing with her. She came in. I remember when I talked to her, but people are still here, and their sponsors might have gone on to do other things. And I could go on and on and on. I could look at Dr. Roz coming into an industry that she said she had been approached by everybody because they knew that she would be absolutely phenomenal doing it. And look at her. Yes, she is a servant leader. Everybody loves Dr. Roz, but she cares and makes sure her team is going. She's going to be forever learning. You give her something, she's going to know it inside and out. She's going to use the system. And I just look at all the growth. And this is all about the MLM industry, guys, that you can take it and change your life. You can really change it, and you can always have people that you can relate to, people that you can take. So many people that have touched your life because of it. You never run out of people because you meet so many people along the way. Maybe you need to pick up the phone and call some of the people that you came across in your other life to invite them into such a phenomenal industry. And right now, as we are on the campaign to touch 1 million people, letting them know their blood type within the next 18 months is really important, because every time we get with a new group of people, every Wednesday when new people are hearing about the importance of eating according to your blood type or just knowing your blood type, it blows them away. So we made a pledge to do 1 million people in the next 18 months. We need to be doing that on a daily basis. We don't need to just say it. We need to absolutely do it. And I just wanted to spend some time. If you don't know about the industry, if you're new to MLM and you really haven't built a business, you need to go out there and research. You need to know about the Bill Bretts. You need to listen to Eric Worre. You need to hear those people that have developed and helped many people go to 5 figures a month, go to 6 figures a month. Well, let's start off with a year, okay? If some of you all would like to earn 6 figures a year in this MLM industry, go and learn from the people that do it, because they're out there. This is a serious industry that creates more millionaires, guys, than the NFL. How about that? Than the NFL, and a lot of other industries. But you gotta see it to believe it sometimes. And you gotta step out of your comfort zone. You gotta look at what's going on in the industry that you're in. And so with that being said, I'm at my 8:14, one more minute. Oh no, this is Thursday. So Thursday evening's event, is Margaret on here? Because if she is, I'd like her to announce what she's doing at 7 p.m. Margaret, are you available to talk, to tell them what you're doing tonight?
Here I am. I am so impressed and pleased with all of the comments that you're making, especially about the network marketing industry. You're right on point with that. And knowing Beverly's story, I was in Amway too. That was my initial company. Right. We're talking, guys, 1979. So how many years ago was that?
A
55?
lot of years, girl. A lot.
45? And,
Yeah.
and so it's true. And what I feel that we have here at Akana is that we have the makings of that whole setup. We have grown, we're growing closer together, we're figuring things out, and now we're on our campaign that all of us can participate in. And so you're 100% correct. I am not a technology person. I am I'm a typist and a court reporter from training. But when technology came in, I was just like, why does it have to jump in there? How come I can't put it in there? So my brain doesn't work well with the technology. So using the Zoom to do the presentation, guys, whoever joins us tonight, you're going to have my first experience of using the presentation. I definitely use the Zoom, but how do you go and read the screen and then say what you need to say and all that? So I'm in for it. I'm excited to add to the blood type eating. I love the presentation that we're all using. It's the same presentation you will get on Wednesdays, same presentation you're going to get in-house tonight at the dispensary, same presentation you're going to get on Sundays at 5 and Saturday mornings at 10. So what we're wanting everybody to understand is the information is needed for people to understand the importance of knowing their blood type, plus then what to do about it. And Akana has the best answers for what to do about it. Our products are just phenomenal. So, and we'll take testimonies, and we're looking forward to getting this done in the next 18 months. We're going to look so different physically and financially. Okay.
That's right. And hey, so Margaret, before you go, let's be clear. At 7 p.m., you're doing what, and where will they access it, and who is it for?
Okay, so the 7 o'clock, what we want to do is, we know that getting together physically is what people need to do. And the pandemic kind of changed that for us. When we had just opened the dispensary in March of 2021 when everything got closed down in 2020, whatever year that was. And so it kind of broke our pattern. So we got on Zooms, and so that worked. And of course, we did thrive during that time. But now it's time to get back together physically. So we're actually doing that. So you see more of that on our end. And so, and even in your own territories, that should be the call of duty. Just get together, because that exchange between people, and especially with the blood type conversation that we're having, is a great way. That's going to be the way that we're going to expand. But on Thursdays, we want to do the Zoom because we wanted to parallel with what we're trying to get people to come back together. So at 7, we're just going to do the Zoom for the field. So if you're in the field, why don't you get some people together in a room around your screen or whatever, and then I'll do the presentation, and then you guys can do your blood type testing if you like, talk about what's going to be identified in the Zoom, and then that is available for anybody, but especially for the field. In Chicago, at 6 o'clock, we're starting blood type testing. So then come out, bring your people, and then they can get their blood types done. And then by 7:30, they're going to start the physical presentation there. So that will not be Zoomed in. So for the Zoom, it's our regular line, which is the 312-888-0420, and then with the passcode. So we're going to be doing that. And then, of course, the backup, guys, is always to do you, just like what Phyllis said. This is the company helping. But then on your own time, do your plugger strategy, do your presentations, and get groups of people together as often as you can to have an elevation experience. So I hope that helped, Phyllis. Is that?
Right. And you did announce, I had to step away. You said what's happening tonight, or should I bring Mooney on to talk about that? Did you tell them what's happening at the...
Mooney he probably has a little bit more detail on that.
Okay.
So definitely, let's get that and then going, because as we're refining it, guys. I mean, we've been working on it, and as we refine it, we're going to keep announcing it to you until we got. To me, I'm loving it. We got 18 months, 16 more months left to get this right. Okay, And so we want you to be able to rely on these areas so you can plug in. So
Okay. Thank you, Margaret.
thank you.
Okay, and Mooney, I see you're unmuted already. You want to take it away?
You know what? I think Margaret did an amazing job at highlighting everything that we're trying to do on a Thursday. And it's pretty much exactly what she said. At 7 o'clock, invite out your guests around your TV or wherever you are. You're open wherever you are to do that blood type test or whatever is needed in your home or wherever you are. Invite those guests because you can channel into a Zoom or get guests on the Zoom yourself. That is one of the biggest highlights that I heard her share, as well as if you are in the Chicagoland area and you are curious about what's going on with your blood type, what's going on with your body, then physically we will be getting together. Doors open at 7 o'clock presentations. We're on at 7, how do I say, sharp, 7:30 sharp. We'll start that presentation, but doors open. I compel you to get there early because there's some things that's happening around there that actually you probably want to get there at 6 to experience a culinary experience by Cherie Eppinger, by myself. So there's a lot of exciting things that's also going on physically. And let me just share this. I mean, from everything, even if you are it doesn't matter where you are, and you want to blend up that fuel at home and serve that to the people who are your guests, I think that's a great elevation experience. And we're just making sure that you have an amazing experience if you're here in Chicago, but you can actually, have those cooking experiences at your home, But whatever it is, it's all about community. It's all about fun. And that's what's happening at 7 and 7:30. Have a great day. Back to you, Phyllis.
Awesome, 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 guys. Well, there it is. And you will see as we continue to update or add that you will be informed. But clearly, I'm going to close with this. If you are anywhere in the country at 7 p.m., you need to have guests on the line with you as Margaret goes through the presentation. And if you're in the Chicagoland area, you need to have and invite as many guests as you can. And you need to pick up at least one guest so that you're not sitting there alone, so that they can have the experience of our presentation, the ability to know their blood type, and whatever else is going on a Thursday night. Phenomenal Chicago. This is where you build your industry. This is the way you build your company. Let's do MLM as it should be done. Okay, it's real simple. Put it in front, put butts in the seat and people in front of the screen. So with that being said, guys, everybody go out and push and have a phenomenal day. Bye now.